Aloha everyone, and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm Chad Owens, and listen, it is Hump Day Wednesday. We're at the top of the hill, the peak of the week. The momentum has been built, and it's time to roll. So with that, let's dive on in to the first quarter. In NBA playoff action, the Denver Nuggets take Game 3 in the Western Conference Finals, 114-106 over the Lakers. The Lakers still lead the series 2-1, but the Nuggets are right back in it. The Nuggets are known for rallying, and no NBA team has ever won a playoff series down 3-0, so this was definitely a do-or-die game for Denver. Boston and Miami return to the floor today for Game 4 of their playoff series, with the Heat leading 2-1. This is another big game, particularly for the Celtics. Falling behind 3-1 will be a tough hill to climb. The Chicago Bulls hire former Oklahoma City Thunder Billy Donovan as the new head coach to replace Jim Boylen. And in the WNBA, the Game 1 matchup between the Seattle Storm and Minnesota Lynx, which got postponed due to inconclusive COVID-19 test results on Sunday, finally took place last night. A close game that was tied in the final seconds and ended in a game-winning buzzer beater by Alicia Clark of the Storm. The Seattle Storm take Game 1 of the series with an 88-86 victory. The Connecticut Sun took on the Las Vegas Aces in Game 2 of their playoff matchup as the Aces defeat the Sun 83-75. That's it for basketball playoff news. Let's jump on in to quarter 2. In college football news, the Mountain West Conference presidents are set to have their big meeting tomorrow. It's all but a done deal that teams will be allowed to play maybe an 8-game schedule beginning October 24th or 31st. The Mountain West and Pac-12 conferences are reversing their course on playing football in the fall rather than the spring. One reason for this is that every school will be allowed to test their athletes daily to see if anyone have contacted the virus. The only state in the Mountain West Conference that has a quarantine in place is Hawaii. But it's possible that will change over the next 6 weeks. It should be okay to come to Hawaii because the players will have been tested 72 hours prior to coming here. So that issue should be fine. Notre Dame and Wake Forest have decided to reschedule their Saturday game after 10 players on the Fighting Irish tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. They are in quarantine. Another 13 players are in isolation for being exposed. That concludes the second quarter. Heading into halftime, we have a very special guest interview with former Punahou Star and Oregon State baseball player. KJ Harrison joins the CO2 Rundown and tells us how his offseason is going. Let's check it out. Right. All right, bro. KJ, man, appreciate you coming on to the CO2 Rundown, man, being part of the halftime show. Excited to have you, excited for this interview. With that, bro, let's jump on in, man. How you holding up? How's the offseason going?
Man, it's going good, as good as can be with what's going on. Just, happy and thankful that my family's safe through this pandemic and things like that. But, just been grinding away, plugging away. I've been fortunate enough to be able to still get my work in here and there. And, the goal is to just be ready for whenever that call may be, whether it's next spring, spring training coming up or sometime sooner.
That's awesome, man. And you spoke on family. I believe family is a key component for any athlete because that support system. And you got an amazing support system. You have a lineage, bro, of baseball. I mean, from your grandfather to your dad, you and now your younger brothers. It's like a family of baseball. Like, how has that been? So how has that been, and what have you learned? Like, what's the one key thing that you can take and that you've taken from that lineage?
I mean, it's been unbelievable. I'm truly blessed with it. And to be able to be surrounded by it, it's a lot of fun for us as a family, as well, dad, grandfather being baseball players as well. now my brothers up and coming and things like that. But I mean, for me, the biggest thing I've learned is hard work through it all, you know, and that's something that, you know, we pride ourselves on as a family. And I think that it's super important in life, whether it's in sports or just in, you know, your daily activities in life, man. You know, it's working hard and hard work to get you to the top, you know, and especially, you know, being from Hawaii and things like that, you know, everything that I want to do, you know, I want to represent that name on my back, you know, that my family and, you know, represent Hawaii. So, you know, adding that all together, it's motivation for me, you know, to keep working hard and things like that. But it's been awesome, man. It's been really great.
Man, that's a true blessing, man. Congrats on that. You know, hey, majors, man, playoff picture rolling around. And I know that's the goal for you, but I know you watching. I know you're keeping tabs on that. Who's gonna be coming into the playoff picture next, man? Who you got?
I think the White Sox and the Padres. I mean, I love watching the White Sox because my boy just made it to the big leagues this year. Nick Madrigal, played with him at Oregon State. So it's been a lot of fun to watch him play and things like that. And, you know, it all comes down to whatever team is hot, you know, that's always what it is, especially during these playoff times, man. You know, those teams that sneak in at the end, if they get hot at the right time, then they can come through and win it too. But, you know, the Padres and the White Sox are playing some real good baseball right now.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I was in Toronto when the Blue Jays was hot, so I know what that's about.
Yeah, so sick.
It's amazing. Well, listen, man, that's awesome. All right, look, this next section versus rapid fire. I'm gonna ask you some questions just so people can get to know you a little bit better. So one answer, you know, whatever comes to the mind, you know, as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Liliha Bakery or Zippies?
Zippies.
Shave Ice or Acai Bowls?
Shave Ice.
North Shore or Lanikai Beach?
Lanikai, because right by my house.
Slides or slippers?
Slippers for sure.
Gum or sunflower seeds?
Gum.
Awesome. And look, if there's one other thing that you could do outside of playing ball, man, what would it be?
You know, I think the biggest thing for me is being able to, you know, mentor kids, and hopefully, you know, one day I want to be able to be a D1 baseball coach. And, you know, like I said, at Oregon State, you know, Coach Pat Casey had an amazing impact on my life, and he helped me grow as a player and a person. And I think that connection with kids and players and things like that is amazing, you know, because whether I make it to the big leagues or not, you know, with my career and things like that, I've always wanted to like help kids out and help people out in the baseball community and things like that. So, you know, whatever I can do to help people accomplish their dreams and hopefully, you know, be able to experience, you know, and have a great baseball career.
Man, wow. That's amazing, man. That's some championship caliber stuff right there. So look, congrats on everything so far, brother. We're rooting for you and appreciate you for being part of the CO2 Rundown halftime show. Good luck, man.
Perfect.
We'll
Thank
talk
you, Chad.
again soon. Okay, brother. Hello.
Wow.
KJ Harrison, everyone. Make sure you guys follow his journey. Such a humble and inspiring young man. You know, he's got great lineage, right? It's a family business. You know, his dad, his grandfather, his younger brothers. Congrats to the Harrison Ohana and all of that success. Keep it going, man. We're all behind you. And if you're interested in joining the show and you want to be part of the show, please reach out to us on Instagram at Star-Advertiser and at Chad Owens too. With that, guys, let's dive on in to the third quarter. And quickly touching down in NFL news, there's been a bunch of injuries in week 2. None bigger than New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley, who tore his ACL and is done for the season. That's unfortunate, but the New York Giants just signed Devontae Freeman to a 1-year, $3 million deal to help fill that loss. And also, tomorrow night, make sure you guys tune in to Thursday Night Football between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Could this be Tua Tagovailoa's debut? Let's see. And if you haven't already, be sure to turn in your ballots for Football Fever before tomorrow's game at Select Long's Drugs. Thank you again to our Football Fever sponsors, Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu, Windows Hawaii, Long's Drugs, and Hawaiian Telcom. That's it for the third. Let's wrap things up in the fourth. Game 3 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals is set to start at 2 p.m. today, Hawaii Pacific time. The Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning are playing for the greatest trophy in sports. Right now, the series is tied 1-1. Dallas won the opener against a tired Tampa team, but the Lightning struck back with a 3-2 win on Monday to even the score. And in MLB news, the Atlanta Braves clinched their third straight NL East title after defeating the Marlins last night 11-1. The Cleveland Indians locked in their postseason playoff spot last night after Jose Ramirez hit a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the 10th inning against the Chicago White Sox. They won 5-3. The Chicago Cubs also clinched their spot in the postseason despite losing 3-2 to the Pittsburgh Pirates last night. And that wraps up today's CO2 Rundown. Thank you all for tuning in. And a huge thank you to our sponsors once again, Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu, Hawaiian Telcom, Windows Hawaii, and Long's Drugs for being part of the show. I'll see you all on Aloha Friday.